All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 201. That's right, guys, the 201st Q&A live stream. So, first of all, I want to sincerely apologize. We have not done a live stream in a very long time. I have been incredibly busy with school. So again, I just really have not had time to do one of these live streams. Yes, I know there's been a lot going on lately, and I wanted to make sure to go ahead and address everything today. Obviously, it's going to take people a couple of minutes to join. We'll talk about some discussions, and obviously, we'll get into it. So, yes, hi TPR 17, Steel City, Life's Game Show official channel. How is everyone doing this evening? Hi, Butterboy. How are you? So the chat's delayed about a second, but I wanted to make sure to do one of these streams because I know people have been asking for them. I know I want to apologize. School really caught up to me pretty quickly. I'm about I would say I'm just about halfway through the semester. I have about two exams next week. So yeah, I got a lot on my plate next week. I don't know when I'm going to do another one of these. Probably during my whenever I have gosh, what's it called? Whenever I have that fall break, which is next week. Hopefully, I can do about one or two of these live streams because I know you guys have been asking for them. Um, but Jcpenney is, yes, we know Jcpenney is closing at Monmouth Mall. Yeah, give me one second, guys. I just have to do something real quick. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, Jcpenney is closing at Monmouth Mall. Yes, we know that they're finishing up liquidation sales. That has been liquidating since early July, so yeah, they should be done with liquidation sales pretty soon. Um, but anyways, so hi elevators still. Hi, I love elevators. How are you? I will be getting two department store freight elevators next Monday. One is a Montgomery A series and a Westinghouse with Epco. Both have Peely doors. Well, that's with any freight elevator in a department store. Thank you. I appreciate it. With the good luck with the exams. Um, no, JCPenney's not closing at Cherry Hill Mall. I haven't read anything about that online. I doubt it's going to close because it's probably one of the last two profitable ones in South Jersey. No, that one's not closing. Unless there's something I missed. But I think if there was any store closing, I would have seen it on SB360 because that's typically the company responsible for liquidating both JCPenney as Sears. Yeah, JCPenney would not close Cherry Hill. It's not like, yes, I know they could be the same thing. You could say that for Westfield Garden State, but Westfield Garden State, that was because Unibail Rodamco and Westfield agreed to part ways. But no, I don't think JCPenney is closing at Cherry Hill unless there was something I missed. I mean, I don't think it is. Let me do a quick Google search. I don't think so. Dylan DeJesus was the one that told me about Century 21. I was like, I wasn't too sure. All of a sudden, I do a Google search, and there's like 5 or 6 different articles about. Oh God, what's the name of it? Not Cherry Hill. Century 21 closing. I can't even get my department store names right tonight. That's when you know it's been a long week. No, the only one that's closing is Monmouth Mall, and I was the one to break the news about that. And you know what's even more interesting is all of these freaking radio stations decided to use my YouTube video. Um, uh, it's interesting. It's You know what it was? It happened. The announcement itself came on 4th of July weekend, and all of a sudden, I see some radio stations. I'm like, wow, some radio stations actually went on my YouTube channel and started mentioning my video in their article, which I guess is interesting. And I guess I was able to grab something that was there. I don't know. I think it was Candace Williams who informed me and DM'd me about the store closing, and I was like, is there a picture? Because you could say that a store is closing, but I was like, yeah. So, but it doesn't surprise me at all that it is closing. Oh yeah, Scorch, how are you? I remember you. Um, yeah. Yes, well, yeah, Shoppers Find is closing, but that was expected. I think what Shoppers Find was doing because they were with Hilco. They were part of Hilco, and then when they were finishing up liquidating the rest of the Lord and Taylor inventory. They're now both closing. Thankfully, I went to both, so I have no regrets. I was able to hit up both the Shoppers Find in Paramus at Westfield Garden State, and then in addition to that, I was able to what the hell's the other one? Willowbrook. But comparing the two and being the only state to have not one but two Shoppers Find locations within less than 20 minutes away from each other, um, Dick's Sporting Goods at Palisade Center is now 3 levels. Oh, hasn't it always been 3 levels? Yeah, hasn't yeah, they have the entrance elevator and the store elevator. What did they add another elevator? I gotta check the Palisade Center map. I got to get back to Palisade Center. I really kind of want to go to Palisade Center. I haven't been to Palisade Center in a hot minute. Let me see directory. I want to take a look at this map because yeah, I haven't been to Palisades. Well, not ever since my college went there back in 2019 and when Lord and Taylor was liquidating. I'm gonna try and see here. Yeah, see, they don't give out like a mall map, which is not helpful when you're trying to find something. No, I'm not seeing it on the map. Let me see. Dick's Sporting Goods. The damn thing will go. Yeah, this nonsense. This nonsense takes forever. Let's see. BJ's Wholesale Club. Oh, they have a Chipotle. Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse sale. Let's see where that is. I think that's the Dick's edition. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense. But I think they kept the existing infrastructure. That's weird though that they would have all 3 floors. So that's okay. So that's now the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor. Yeah, they're reminiscing of Jcpenney when it was there. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I doubt they did anything to the store, but maybe I don't know. Who knows? But I appreciate that little thing there. Yep, Primark is supposed to be opening. It's probably going to be the end of October, early November. If I had to take an educated guess. What's going in the front? No, there has been no tenant yet for both of those spots. And I'm not seeing anything right now on this map, so no, there's been nothing announced yet for those spots, unfortunately. Oh, okay. I didn't know that about was it dry yeah, dry powders are always interesting. So um but yeah, I heard about that too. They're going to be going in Sears. I'm not surprised about BJ's personally. They're really trying to get into Passaic County, and I think that's probably their best shot. I think it would do really well, like on the highway, where it could be like a power center, but maybe there's just not enough room on like 46 or something, or maybe there's just not an available spot over there at the moment. So they're supposed to be putting in a 2 level Gucci store at American Dream. They just listed it this morning. Uh, or not this morning. I'm so sorry. I am so tired, guys. It has been a long week with school. I mean, I go in about 5 days a week, and it's all sitting through lectures. So I apologize if I'm not exactly trying to get words out. It's just been a very long week. So, but I'm trying to do this because I want to try and do a little bit of a stream. So yeah, I was actually near American Dream when I went to MetLife Stadium. Sucks. It was a Sunday. Yeah. Uh Yeah, the problem with that whole area, unfortunately, on Sunday is you have gridlock, and from all the 4, I think it's like 3 or 4 geographical locations. You got the traffic on Route 3, and the traffic from west and east, and then the 17 traffic and the Turnpike. Yeah, the whole area of MetLife. Excuse me. Um, MetLife was well the okay, sorry. Yeah, the issue with MetLife on Sundays, unfortunately, is there's always like gonna be football games there. So it yeah, so yeah, it's always tough to get around there on Sundays with all that traffic and stuff. BJ's just got into the Pittsburgh area. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, congratulations on that. But I passed it on. Oh yeah, yeah. Concerts, getting in and out of MetLife is always difficult. It's very difficult, especially like when the team loses. It can always be a disaster, and that whole train thing they never did right. Oh hey Rex, how are you, man? It's been a while. How have you been? How's school and such? So what is going to no? I don't know. Definitely not Shoppers Find because Shoppers Find is going to be history. I wonder if Uniqlo will look into returning to Westfield Garden State Plaza. I doubt it, only because of their location at Paramus Park. But maybe. I mean, maybe they'll give up Paramus Park again. But maybe they won't. Then uh, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, the traffic over there, like I said, sucks. Especially like as the games are getting out and the train is gridlocked because they never did the train thing right. Yeah, everything is just they didn't plan everything well over there, and then when you have an event there, it's just always a disaster to get in and out of there. It's not to say I had wished that they had done a better job infrastructure-wise with the whole MetLife Stadium there. Yeah, I mean, if you're the first one out and you're on the floor, it's typically easier because you don't have to go down the sets of escalators. But it can always be. It's always a or a POS on a Sunday, and when there's a concert, yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not a fan of football personally, but typically on a Sunday, my issue with football, it's not necessarily it's not necessarily because but you make a whole day out of it. So you lose your whole Sunday and you get there maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and then you're tailgating and then you're drinking. And then guess what? When you go into the stadium and after you get screened through security, guess what? You're drinking even more. And then the worst part is by the time you're done, you've consumed all this alcohol and you don't even know where you're going. And then all of a sudden, you could get into an accident and then you get mad because your team's losing. I think the whole thing is just a waste of time. I personally don't like football, and I know for anyone that likes football, I'm sorry. I had to say it. That's just the way I feel about football. Just never was a fan of it, never followed it. Just yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to go once or twice, but it's not my lifestyle. It's just not what I do. It doesn't get me excited. It doesn't get me happy. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, most Olympia sports locations are gone. The SB360 wrapped up liquidation sales. Though that's been long gone since like the like end middle of September. I'd like to get my former neighbors to smash an I'd like to get my former neighbors to smash another toilet, this time on Mr. Lampert's uh, front doorstep the same way he smashed in the middle street and then what he did to Sears Kmart. I'd love to see him smash another toilet too. I would honestly, I'd get buttered popcorn until just watch that, and then watch him clean it up after. I remember that now. See, this is why I want to do one of these live streams because I miss the engagement and the comments, and you guys have such good stuff. And you know what? After a long week, this is exactly what I needed. So I sincerely appreciate it. Okay, that sounds like some kind of art gallery. If I had to take a guess, do you have any siblings? One. Have you have you heard of? Yes, I went to Mr. Beast Burger. They basically took first round and they just put a celebrity's name on it. That's all I have to say about it. I don't care too much for that type of culture, but they basically took first round, which was big portion sizes and actually really good, and I liked it. Slapped the celebrity's name on it and just called it a day and called it a burger restaurant. There's not really much more to say than that. Yeah, anytime there's a football game, whether it's MetLife Stadium, the Buffalo Bills Stadium, the Eagles, where the Eagles play, the Steelers, or the Pirates. Yeah, traffic can always be a B word. So, hi, Mohammed Sonic Boom. Yeah, well, the thing is, the way that the MetLife Stadium system works, the higher that you sit up in the stadium, the less that you will pay. But the lower that you sit in the stadium, and if you sit on the football, depending if there's a concerts, but the lower you sit in the stadium, well, the more expensive the tickets are. And there's a twist to that. If your team is losing, if you have a losing team and you have those 100 level seats, that's just $200 you lost. You lost $200. You lost a whole day because you decided to leave early and go tailgating. And this once again leads back into the whole thing of, not me not liking football. And that's not the only reason I like football. There's a lot more issues like, the way that players always get injured. There's the political stuff, which I won't get into because even that's just a mess. Um, but it football is not for me, and baseball too. I have a story to say that I didn't exactly get the best treatment in baseball, and that's when I knew I just had to step away at that point because it just didn't make sense. Because what was the point? There was no point. There was just no point. There was no point for me. For me, there was no point. So, okay. Shoppers find documentary store closings unlikely because I already did Willowbrook. Yeah, they'll probably find some new tenants for those spaces. I miss doing these too. In Philadelphia, I want to, but I have no reason to go there. Yeah, it's really nothing to brag about. They have a very small menu. It's really nothing special. You're better off just ordering online. Oh, okay, that's good. He built this gas station. Grand opening occurred very recently. Hmm. Interesting. And Quick Check does relatively well. I just think football's a waste in general. It's not even about the team who's winning or losing. I just think football's a waste in general. Yeah, you got that right. Hi, Karaman. How are you? There's a new Japanese clothing store pop up store in Soho called GU. It's from the same company that owns Uniqlo. Maybe it's an outlet concept of Uniqlo. I don't think so. Or maybe there was something I missed on that list. Westy Dry Powers, those are always fun. No, yeah, no, I can't imagine some idiot spending 2 grand on football tickets. I mean, you got to be like the top of the top. The one thing I would like to experience at least once is the box section where they give you like food and stuff. and not going to the concession stands because that to me is just a waste of time. But that's me. I mean, other people shoot, other people live for football. Football is their life. Football is they think about the weekend in the fall and they're like, oh, I can't wait to see the Jets and the Giants and let's go Jets. The one of the chants is Jets Jets Jets. I know that was the least enthusiastic chant, but believe me, when I say I'm not a football fan, I am not a fan of football. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. It's still nice to have it on during Sunday because it's a tradition. But I'm still not a fan of it. But it is nice to have it on in the background on a Sunday. I will say that. Now, football is still just a waste of time, even during the playoffs and Super Bowls. Yes, Bed Bath and Beyond's closing in Fashion Center, which it was speculated earlier this year that it was going to close. So I wasn't surprised. Oh, okay. I was actually at Wawa earlier today, which is another type of quick check. I actually had a sandwich from there earlier today. Yeah, I'm waiting for final confirmation, but it sounds like yeah, it sounds like Miami is going to become a at-home superstore. Yeah, I just don't see the small format Kmart holding. I think that's just a load of garbage. Whatever that manager was told. I think they're going to take over the whole store. I mean, at home is not stupid. I mean, how could you operate? There's no really. It's not like it's a new concept for them. There's three Kmart's left in the entire country, and all of them are on the East Coast. So now they're just going to close it all together. Westwood is becoming a medical facility. They're just for that one. They're just finalizing the paperwork and stuff, but that should be finalized pretty soon, hopefully. And then, of course, they'll start liquidation, and that'll be the end of that. And then Bridgehampton, I don't know what's happening with that one, but it sounds like there's moves being made on at least two out of three so far. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like Sheets. I think Sheets is slightly better than Wawa, but I don't know. I would do the club once if I was offered it, but I would never pay 2 grand. I think that's just a waste. I don't know. They were supposed to put round one, but the town rejected it because of I Play America. Urban Outfitters opening at Palisade Center. Yeah, that is an interesting move. I wonder if is that going to be that. Yeah, that's a weird move. Unless there's none in White Plains, I can't imagine why they would choose Palisades. It just seems like a wild choice. Unless there is not another one in the immediate area and they're trying to expand. That happens too sometimes. I mean, I would think Urban Outfitters would be in White Plains, in Westchester County somewhere. Yeah, it looks like they have one in the Westchester. Man, that's weird. I don't know why they would try and open up another Palisade Center. Let's see. Oh, just press sales directory. Oh, you know what? It's probably under coming soon. Let's take a look and see here. It's gonna be a tiny little strip for them too. Gonna be on the first level. It looks like. That is tiny. Who knows? It might be a two-level store. Did Forever 21 finally downsize? Yeah, they must have finally downsized Forever 21. Well, they needed to, and it was speculated for a couple months that they were going to downsize that store, so it doesn't come as a surprise. Yeah, I gotta get back to Palisades. I haven't been there in a hot minute. I don't know, they didn't downsize. Yeah, they're still there. Level 3 and level 4. So, technically, you could ride a Schindler 338 to all 4 levels of Palisades. Start out in Dix and go to Forever 21. My friend Ricky is doing great. Thank you for asking. Yes, because it's considered essential. No, Jcpenney is closing in, they're gonna be closing in October. Yeah, no, I get it, and I respect that. I always try to respect everyone's opinion. Yeah, their dealer is not coming to the Northeast. Yeah, that's not happening. Macy's is supposed to be closing. Yeah, no one has $20,000 for that. I think that's a waste personally. They must have given them some kind of break. Yeah, because it just seems weird, especially because geographically, if you do it on a map, it's too close to Westfield Garden State Plaza, but also too close to the Westchester. So it's tomato, tomato. Maybe it'll work. I'm sure it's going to be a one level store. Yeah, baseball is lower demand than football. Football, there's more people. I don't know. I personally don't care for it. Well, yeah, it's too close to Short Hills, yeah, it's too close to Short Hills, and it takes away from the Willowbrook aspect. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, and of course the Macy's backstage in West Orange, and of course you could count the Macy's in Rockaway too. So yeah, they're just going to close that one altogether. Sears is still in Jersey City. Um, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I think it's more for just the nostalgia purposes and the brand recognition. But I wouldn't necessarily say it was a good idea now. I think it's going to be an absolute failure. But we'll see. Maybe it'll do something, and maybe they'll Macy's will hold on to it. Who knows? And their stored American Dream is really nothing to bust your nuts over either. They still have yet to open the slides. I don't know if they're waiting for some approval from the state. It's funny. I went there and the elevator wasn't working. I went to the water park. All of a sudden, I leave the water park. The elevator's turned on. How interesting is that? Which mall in New Jersey do you think gets the most crime? Oh, that's very easy to answer. The Mills of Jersey Gardens is the most. I think it is the mall that you will see the most crime in because of the industrial area that it's in, and it's not in the prettiest area of the state. The mall with the least crime, probably Short Hills, although there has been some incidents there. But the one with the most crime, I think, is definitely the Mills of Jersey Gardens, probably Newport Center and that Hudson Mall. I think that's where you're going to find the most crime. Oh yeah, Sears is they're just all buildings are real estate. Basically, I mean, look at what's happening with Kmart and Kendall Lakes. It's all about the real estate of the buildings. It's, how quickly can we sell them? Whatever tenant picks them up, that's it. Nordstrom Rack announced Union Gap, Washington. Sears transfer code turns around 4 days later. Store shutting down, and Burbank too. But we don't know who bought Burbank. Um, oh, okay, that's cool. No, they're not. None are slated yet to close. Macy's right now is closing a store in Missouri, and they're closing a Bloomingdale's in Illinois. So nothing closing yet in Jersey. Well, I guess if you don't count Pennies, but that Pennies is basically done. Yeah, I'm Frederick is one floor, and Braintree. I'm not going all the way up to Braintree, but yeah, I would definitely see Jersey City. It's 201, but close enough. Woodbridge Center, that mall's okay for now. Destiny USA, it's still there. I just no one's brought it up until now. Yeah, it gets its fair share, but I think more so you're looking at the malls closer to New York City. More crime is likely to happen there than Paramus. Although that's not to say that that's a sacred cow either. So about a half an hour. There hasn't been anything about that yet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with Macy's. Why did the parking deck does Woodbridge Center get crime? Yeah, sometimes because it's near Staten Island, so yeah, sometimes you might see crime there. Yes, I've been to Great Adventure. Eh, why did the parking garage at Monmouth Mall wasn't stable before it got demolished? You mean why did they close the garage? Well, they deemed the structure unstable, plus nobody was using the parking deck and it was rotting and decaying, so they just knocked it down altogether, or they just closed it off. So that was the end of that. Did anything happen to the Avenel Kmart? No, they haven't said anything about it yet, which is interesting. They closed it. I guess they raised the rent, and Transfer& Co. wasn't going to pay it. Oh, hi Joe, how are you? Ugh, so freaking tired. I'm so sorry, guys. Why was the ANS at Monmouth Mall downsized to the two floors along with the Stearns at Woodbridge Center? They didn't need the third floor. I think that's what they were. I think they're trying to consolidate operations. Yeah, they did downsize it. They it was overspaced for what it was, I think. Do you think Sears will be around in 2023? Um, doubt it, but it is a possibility with the very incredibly slow rate that they're closing stores. So, oh, okay. There's not a confirmed closing date, but it will be closing this month. Bed Bath and Beyond in Wynwood, Pennsylvania. It's basically going to be on the day whenever the first ones are closing. So if I had to guess, it's probably going to be right before Thanksgiving. But I'm just taking an educated guess about that. Yeah, no, I did not know that. So yeah, Frederick is not the last one. So last one story store in the whole chain. Yeah, because you have Newburgh, which is closing next Sunday, and then Valley Mall and Union Gap is closing. Yeah, that one. The Valley Mall's Union Gap is closing along with Burbank. Have you visited Amazon Fresh and Paramus? No, I haven't. But I did have one of my relatives that were going there. It's not ShopRite quality. Nothing beats ShopRite and Stop. Well, actually, no, ShopRite's even better than Stop and Shop. But I mean, again, that's my bias because ShopRite's based here in New Jersey. Someone could tell me the absolute opposite, like in Connecticut or Rhode Island, because Stop and Shop's the one that's very more well known and recognized in that area of the country. Paramus Park has been opening a bunch. I haven't heard anything about Sears since it closed in Sunrise. Urban Edge terminated that lease. That's why that store shut down. Very abrupt too. I actually spoke to someone a few months ago on Reddit about that. Yeah, I agree. They definitely Paramus Park absolutely needs a full service restaurant. The fast casual and the fast food is nice, but they definitely need some sit down restaurant there. They haven't had one there in a long time. It's like a slow pandemic. 13 in Maryland, Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. I know of one of my Kohl's stores having a 1998 Schindler hydraulic freight elevator. Yeah. Let's see what else we're missing here. What about the last three remaining Shoppers Find stores? When will they be closing? When will they be closing altogether? No, Northbrook Court is still in liquidation, and Natick and Wayne are closing together. So they started out with Paramus, then they moved to Northbrook Court, and now they're finally getting to Natick and Wayne, and that'll be it for Shoppers Find. My get now they're gonna because they're gonna supposed to be announcing the second round and then the third round. Giant Eagle? No, I don't have any knowledge about that. Well, the Walmart basically killed them all. That's the bottom line. The problem with that Walmart is they couldn't the Walmart Corporation could not implement a grocery store in that store just because of the way the store was configured. So I think Walmart had two choices when they were sitting down with Westfield for negotiations. They could either A, add a supermarket in the store or close it altogether and agree to part ways. And Walmart wanted to take the easy way out. Plus, in business and logistical wise, it just made sense for Walmart to do it. Walmart has so many other stores and so many other locations. Closing a store in Sunrise that was not so profitable just made sense. They don't run as great as Paramus, and they need to get modernized. I don't know. I think Stu Leonard's got the rest of the upper level of Sears. I think that's what happened. I believe Paramus Target Cafe. I was at the Target in Hackensack, and only they have a Starbucks now. So no, Von Mauer is not coming to New Jersey. In Silver Spring, Maryland. No, I have not been there. Yes, they have started liquidation. Bed Bath and Beyond's have started liquidation. All those stores that were announced in the first round, all several of them have already started liquidation, including one of my local ones in Paramus at the Fashion Center, which I'm surprised they're keeping that one um, over what the hell is the name of the other one? The one near Westfield Garden State Plaza. But I guess they like locations. Did you have any problems when you went to Roosevelt Field? No, I did not run into any problems. Security there is typically by the food court. And Riverside too, they're a lot more relaxed. I think it was whatever manager was in charge of it. Um, I don't know what was her name. Um, it was just some woman, but they got someone from Nanuet. It's a lot more lax now. They don't have like security up the wazoo. So she was, yeah. But the manager running it now is also running Nanuet, so it makes sense that it's definitely a lot more lax now. Yeah, Sunrise Mall did shut down. It's not you can't walk through there anymore. I hate to say this, but Sunrise is done. Westfield Sunrise is already gone, and they call it Sunrise Mall because Westfield gave up control of that mall. Livingston Mall is on its way out. Hamilton Mall is absolutely on its way out, and Broadway Commons, it's not on its way out, but Broadway Commons is also not in great shape either. I think there's going to be more Bed Bath and Beyonds, and yes, Macy's will definitely. The Macy's rule, there's a couple of exceptions, but typically when it's not an abrupt closure, Macy's will typically announce a closure following the holiday season. They don't want to necessarily scare their people about stores closing, so they're going to wait till after the holidays to close those stores and whatever. Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. Maybe they might close that one over Brunswick, but who knows? Only time will tell. Bob's store in Springfield is closing. Doesn't surprise me. They tried way too hard. The problem with them is that they took losses year after year. So it doesn't surprise me that Bob's is closing their last store in the state. And I've been to that one too. Many, probably like 10 years ago. I haven't stepped foot in the Bob's store since. Um, Wow, there's a lot of people. A lot of people on here tonight. It's a 20-year-old motor. And there's not much more to say that. Plus, I'm sure they have spare parts, so it doesn't surprise me at all. Um, no, Neiman Marcus is not closing, not yet, at least. Um, Recently, yeah, I have, but that was because it was in it. You'll see the video when it goes up. It should be going up in a couple of days. I didn't film the whole incident, but yeah, something did happen. It was brief. I was able to just left the building. So, and that was the end of that. So, all right, probably gonna go here for a few more minutes. And Squidward is mad at Sea Bunny. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. You guys know the cactus plant flea market McDonald's combo is gonna sound crazy, but I actually have two of the cactus plant flea market toys. I'll show you right here. These little guys. Everyone's going crazy for these. But I have Grimace, and then I don't know what this one is, but yeah, I have two of them. So the front, back, they're pretty cool, actually. I kind of like Grimace. Grimace is my favorite one. I don't like the eyes. I know this was some internet meme. It's nice to see an internet meme, a plastic toy, two plastic toys made in China, of course. Because can't make plastic in America. No, gotta go make that stuff in China. But that's a whole nother debate for a whole nother time. Yep, that's the adult Happy Meal. Yeah, they are. I agree. I agree. But people love them. I don't know why. And that's why I don't buy shoes because shoes you just get scammed out of left and right. When I always try and get something, I always look at reviews and very carefully. But no, I don't. I can't imagine somebody spending $400 on shoes. For me, my limit is just under $100. I like the pair of sneakers I buy. I can't imagine anybody spending $400 on a pair of sneakers. I mean that to me that just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about that one. Have you ever visited a food Bezar supermarket? Did you know that Ronald McDonald is no longer used at McDonald's because people found it racist? And here's the real twist to that. Ronald McDonald is still in the Macy's parade. So why hasn't there been a whole freaking movement about, oh, he should be removed from the parade because of this and that? I mean, come on now. Come on, that's ridiculous. Ronald McDonald is not a creepy freaking whatever. It was a great mascot, and it's what a shame McDonald's had to move away from. But he's still in the freaking parade. He's still in the freaking parade. I liked Ronald McDonald. I think it really resembled, it was in the red, white, and yellow colors that McDonald's represents. I don't know what person at the top thought that was a genius idea to get rid of that, but whatever. Whatever. Well, have fun with that. I gotta get off soon. I'm freaking tired. Von Maur is opening their first store in Pennsylvania at the South Hills Village Mall. Well, hopefully Von Maur can expand in the next couple of years. It'd be nice to see if they ever come to Jersey, maybe Short Hills down the road. What's going what's going to go in the former Shoppers trying to Western Garden State Plaza? I have filmed a ton of Schindler MTs lately. They're probably going to redevelop the building. That, or I'm hearing that um I just lost my train of thought. Um yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Von Maur expands to Jersey. That's all I got to say about that. Good luck with the Boscov's freight elevator. But yeah, the Lord and Taylor at Westfield Garden State, that's going to get redeveloped probably, or they're going to put some department store in there. I just can't say for the moment. Um, I don't know. Maybe they were just gearing to kids back in the day. But it's only one adult Happy Meal. It's not like it's a multiple Happy Meal. Actually, yes, I know of one Walmart that still is a McDonald's and it's in Secaucus. It's still there. And now they got a brand new Wendy's in Eatontown. Well, it's a good replacement. Maybe, but they should target kids too. I think they should really go after true demographics. I mean, shoot, that's like Chick-fil-A with their cow that says "Eat more chicken." I mean, moving away from that is just not. But I think they could do both. I don't know what person thought it was okay to get rid of Ronald McDonald. They're not a dying company. There's people still going there. Planet Fitness is infamous for their lunk alarm. If you guys could do a search on YouTube and you can look up Planet Fitness lunk alarm Franks, you'll have a good laugh. I'm probably gonna do that after I end this stream. It's pretty funny. People just people just absolutely mess around. I bet they get like free passes or something. They just go in and they just and then they get the employees mad, and the employees are freaking escorting them out of the gym. It's freaking terrible. Oh, that's good. It's always good to have those family-owned department stores. You're actually taken care of, unlike freaking Macy's, Jcpenney, or Sears, where they're just. I mean, Sears is basically done. Penny's is on its way out. It's the whole thing is just unfortunate. So, hi, Cool Cat Productions. How are you? What happened with the whole Saks Works thing? It fell like a deck of cards. That's what happened. It fell like a deck of freaking cards. They thought they were going to have this concept of fitness and office and restaurants, and yeah, that whole thing just flopped like a undercooked pancake. I'll put it that way. No one in their right mind was going to pay $300 for all those services. It just didn't make sense. So they're finding other uses for those Lord and Taylor buildings. I don't know what crack Hudson's Bay Company was smoking, but clearly America is not interested in that. Or and if they are, it's only going to be in selected locations at least. Hi, Jeremy's retail exploration. How are you? No, I don't risk it, but you could do whatever you want. Have fun with filming freight elevators. Bloomingdale's is not. Dillard's, I don't think so. Only Boscov's and Von Maur. Dillard's and Bloomingdale's are all corporate. Are all corporate. Not sure. It depends if someone buys out the spot. Yeah, well, that decision was made by children to close at Short Hills. Look, Riverside, and this is another really good discussion I want to get into. Had Hudson's Bay, listen, they needed to close Riverside Saks. That store was a dump. That was a dump, and it needed to close. And I'm so glad they chose American Dream. They could have done American Dream in Short Hills. It made no sense for them to close Short Hills because I'm sure they're kicking their feet now, thinking, "Oh shoot, we left a really good upscale mall, and now we're at a mall that's mix." I mean, maybe they were thinking that was the future, but look at the location they got. It's not a great looking location, and it's not Saks at Short Hills. But yeah, even that was a whole mistake. And that was the only anchor to close there because that's how good of a mall Short Hills is. I will take it to the bank. The mall at Short Hills is the most upscale luxury mall in the state of New Jersey. I don't care what anybody else says. Like, oh, but what about Western Garden State? Okay, there's entertainment there. If I want to go to a luxury mall that's 100% luxury, it's not entertainment. There's no extra part of retail. The mall at Short Hills is the most luxurious mall in the state of New Jersey. That's it. Done. Period. There's no, oh, but what about American Dream? Oh, but what about Western Garden State Plaza? Oh, but what about the Shops Riverside? What about Ticey's Corner? Those are not upscale malls. Now, okay, to some extent, probably the Sagemore, okay, but that's not Short Hills. Short Hills is the by far the most upscale luxury mall with upscale luxury tenants and upscale luxury department stores, minus the Macy's store. So that's just the bottom line about that. But getting back to Saks Fifth Avenue, yeah, Hudson's Bay made a huge mistake closing that store. You don't just close that store in favor of American Dream. I mean, you got to be like kids running a department store, and that's what happened at Saks. They got too modern too quickly, and that was the end result of that. I still think they could have kept that, and they could have had American Dream. But as for Riverside, yes, Saks Fifth Avenue needed to get the hell out of there. That was a awful, crappy location, and it reeked of mold, especially in the basement. Yeah, Primark kind of paused it during COVID, but as things got better with COVID, they're now back to their rapid expansion again. I'm sure that's going to be a world class shop right because of the Saker shop right. Macy's Cafe. They have restaurants in some Macy's stores, but not all of them. Yes, Primark is doing Green Acres in the former Jcpenney spot, Smith Haven Mall, ironically enough, also in the former Jcpenney spot, and then Roosevelt Field Primark is going in the Bloomingdale's Furniture right next to a Jcpenney. So two penny stores, that's what Primark is called, replacing Jcpenney, and then of course Primark being next to a Jcpenney. So it's a Penny's next to a Penny's. Pretty ironic for Roosevelt Field, that's for sure. I don't know what they're gonna put in there. Taco Bell is surprising, but Johnny Rockets, I get it. That's another dying chain, unfortunately. Yeah, Taco Bell is surprising that they. I'm surprised they closed that one. Maybe it wasn't doing enough money. I doubt it because I don't think Saks would do that. I think Saks is shifting to a strategy of one full-line department store per state. That seems to be their strategy, at least. Yes, but they're still not spread around. That third floor is Lincoln Technical Institute. So that's why that's Kohl's is only going to be on the first and the second floor. Yeah, Kohl's is only going to be in the first floor. Well, they're going to have that first floor entrance. The second floor, or no, I'm sorry, the main floor, and then the upper level. Interesting to see how they redo the Century 21 spot with Kohl's. Probably not if there's another Neiman Marcus nearby. Yeah, the lease probably expired, and Taco Bell decided not to renew it. Simon. Newport Center closed their Johnny Rockets in favor of a Shake Shack. Doesn't come as a surprise. Sears and Roebuck, definitely out of the two. Bed Bath and Beyond still has a little bit life left in it. Sears is basically done at this point. I don't think so. You can look at it on a Google map. I'm doing pretty good, Matt. It's been a while for sure. Let's see here. I don't think anything has gone into the Bronx Kmart. It says on the map that Primark will open November 17th. Look. Well, did not mean to do that. Let's see. Coming soon. Okay, November 17th. All right, so yeah, right before Black Friday. That makes sense. So November 17th is a Thursday. That's typically when a store opens up, so that does not surprise me. Yeah, it's a far distance for me too. Yeah, I haven't been so active either. Yeah, that one's still abandoned. Maybe. It's quite possible. No, that's the other way around. I know, I haven't done one of these in a while. I know everyone's saying, "Where have you been, Chris?" I've been busy with freaking college, but I'm still posting things every now and then. So, but yeah. So, anyways, can't believe my ceiling fan's still going off. All right, I agree. I don't go to community college anymore. I graduated from that. So, all right. So we're probably gonna go for another few minutes here, and then I think I'm gonna get off. I'm pretty wiped. So yeah, I gotta prepare for exams and stuff. So, but I wanted to come on here and tell you guys what's going on and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if we don't have any further questions, do you think it's Nike to pull it? Yeah, Nike. It's probably a good idea for Nike to pull out of other retailers, I guess. Yeah, it is a good idea for them because they have money, so they don't need to be on other brands anymore. It's not closing anytime soon, but thanks for the comment. No, it's not closing. All right, so I think we're gonna go for another 3 minutes here, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm beyond exhausted. It's been a long week, and I need to get some rest because I got a long week next week, and we got vacation. Hopefully, the next live stream we could have Ricky uh, join us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, depending on how everything goes. But again, just have to wait and see. Do you think Livingston is doomed with Cohen at the helm? Of course. Yeah, they're done. And Macy's is already looking to close pretty soon. We just don't know when that's going to happen. Um, but no, there's no plans to necessarily demolish Livingston, but we'll wait and we'll see what happens with that. So see the stream. We'll see. It depends on what happens tomorrow and how I necessarily you know how the rest goes. So. Yes, Hudson's Bay Company still owns all the Lord and Taylor buildings. That is correct. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm glad you can do that. So, oh wow, I didn't even know that. Hopefully, I'll see him. Hi, Griffin Gamer. How are you? I'll see what I can do. But all right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go for another 60 seconds here, and then we will go ahead and end our little stream because I want to make sure to get it up to at least about a full hour. Um, so again, this is your last chance to put any questions, and if not, we'll just go ahead and do a little bit of an outro. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know they closed that one. I've never been to Ocean City, Maryland, so. All right, everybody. Well, if that's gonna be okay. I'm losing my train of thought here, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. We had a really wonderful discussion. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and of course, I appreciate spending time with everyone and making sure that everything is back up to date. We're up to speed. So we got Sears closing in Newburgh and the Home and Life store, and the other one in Hawaii. I don't know, Sunday, October 16th, 2022. And then Sears closing at Burbank Town Center, Burbank, California, along with Sears at Valley Mall, Union Gap, Washington, Sunday, November 20th, 2022. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, and that will be it.